Okay, yes, students. So today we are going to start something very new. Just give me a minute and we will be starting with it. I hope you are clear with it. Yes, you are clear with it. Okay, great. So today we are going to start with a very beautiful story that is The Little Girl. Okay, that is written by Catherine Mansfield. Okay, class. So, firstly, before we jump towards the reading of the prose, there's certain questions for you. Like you have to tell me what kind of relationship did you share with your father? Like how, if you have to define your relationship with your father, so how will you describe it? Like, is it very loving? Like you share the bond of love with each other, like your father and you, or is it like you're scared? Like whenever you see your father, you kind of get scared, or next one is you think that he's the best father, like no one is like him, or not as good as my friend's father. Like you compare your father with your friend's father, and then you see, okay, my father is okay, like he is loving, but my friend's father is more loving, he's more caring. So that's the case. So you have to write whatever you feel option suits with your relationship, or you think that is suitable. You can write in the comment box, right, class? Very good. So now let us understand about the author itself. So author name is Catherine Mansfield Murray. Okay, she was born. We only have the year right now. The information that we have, that is that she was born on 1888, like in the year 1888, and she died in the year 1923. And she was a very prominent New Zealand modernist short story writer. Basically, she writes stories related to the contemporary society, or we can say era. Okay, so whatever is happening in today's life, she's writing about those certain concepts, or we can say stories. Okay, and she has been brought and up in the colonial New Zealand. Okay, so she was brought up in the one when the New Zealand was not free; it was under the colonial rule. Okay, the theme of the story is the relationship between the children and their parents, and the writer Catherine Mansfield wants to tell us that children share a very important bond of love with their parents. Like, as I just told you, that there is a kind of bond between you and your parents that you share. Okay, so same way, Kazia, the main character, or we can say the little girl in the story that we are going to read about, okay, like who she is, how she is, what kind of bond she shares with her father. We will be reading each and everything. Okay. But before that, you have to tell me she did not stand alone, but what stood behind her, the most potent moral force in her life was her love for her father. Okay, so this is basically a girl who has written about this. Yes. So I was saying that this is about a girl who has like given a big credit of the success that she has in her life. That is Harper Lee. She's a very successful writer. So she has also given the credit of her success to her father. Like she says that everything that I am today is because of my father. So same way you have to also tell about certain persons, or you can even tell about yourself, that how you are inspired by your father, or in what ways you feel that you have certain kind of like gratitude towards your father. Like you, if you want to express that gratitude towards your father, so you have to write about it into the comment box, right? Next is this chapter portrays, like if I talk about, like what is the main theme of this chapter? Yes, class. Very good. Right. That's the relationship between a little girl with her parents. Okay. So C is the right option. Okay, yes, class. If you see this slide, this particular slide, what comes to your mind? You can see a father. Father is, yes, he is fuming. He is full of anger. Okay. We can see that his eyes, the eyebrows are completely showing the anger, right? And if I see the girl on the right hand side, she's weeping, she's crying, she's sad. Okay, so that basically shows what. Right, right. There is a possibility that Kezia and her father does not share the loving bond with each other. Okay, so let us study more about it. The little girl. To the little girl, he was a figure to be feared and avoided. So, yes, class, we all were correct. So, here the kind of relationship that Kezia shared with her father is that she is afraid of him. Okay, she's always trying to avoid him or ignore him. Every morning before going to work, he came to her and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with, "Goodbye, father." Okay, so every day, Kezia father came and gave her a kiss. And oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter due, down the long road. In the evening, when he came home, she stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall. "Bring me a tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet? Mother, go and see if my paper's out there, and bring me my sleepers." So basically, we can say the father is very commanding, right? Okay, class. Now we will be discussing the important words. Glad, glad sense of relief, because she is afraid of father. So when the father leaves, so she can kind of like, there is a sense of relief. She feels relaxed now. She can do anything she wants to do. But when her father is around her, she kinds of fear with him, or she tries to ignore him. Okay, heard the noise of the carriage grown fainter and fainter. When we say that there is a faint voice, there is a very low kind of voice, like the voice is not completely clear to you, or it is getting low step by step. So same way, when carriage, when you see that when the car has covered a long distance, like earlier it was here in front of you, and when it starts and reach to the, I would say, to the start of the street in which you are standing, so you will see that the car voice that you could hear when it was just in front of you, that will be different from when it is a little far away, like it has covered certain distance. Okay, so basically it will become fainter and fainter, right, class? And what you have understood from this passage? Yes, you can write in the comment box also that what you have understood from this particular passage, and then I will tell you. Basically, in this passage, they are talking about that the Kezia is afraid of her father. Okay, and every day when father leaves, he gives a casual kiss to her daughter. Okay, like it's a kind of a tradition at their home. And Kezia, when she hears that her father has completely like left, the carriage has left the road, and the voice of the carriage, she is not able to hear that, then she takes a relief, like there is a sense of relief to her, that now she can do whatever she wants to do. But again at evening when he came back, she gets afraid. And why she gets afraid? Because the father is very dominating, like she's whenever he enters the drawing room, he says like, "Bring me the tea, bring me the paper." Even he is asking his mother also, who is like quite old. So he's quite commanding and dominating in the house, right, class? Okay, now it's your turn. Why was Kezia afraid of her father? Yes, because of his attitude, or we can say because of his physical characteristics also. When he fumes in anger, his physically appearance also changes. Okay, as you know, class, when I smile, so my appearance is different. But when I am angry, I am in a mood, or I am fuming, so my expression will also automatically change. Okay, I will show that angerness on my face, right? Okay, what was Cassius' father's routine? Yes, before going to the office, he used to, very good, he used to kiss his daughter. And after coming, what he used to demand for? Very good. Tea, then paper, and then first sleepers. Okay, yes, class, let us watch this video. Then we will move further. Okay, this is about this again, that girl that we are studying about, right? Let us quickly jump to the slide we were on. were at 7. No, it wasn't 7. No? It was 11, I guess. Right, it was 11. Right, class. So let us read it further. Kezia, mother would call to her. If you are a good girl, you can come down and take off father's boot. Slowly, the girl would slip down the stairs, more slowly still across the hall, and push open the drawing room door. By that time, he had his spectacles on and looked at her over them in a way that was terrifying to the little girl. Well, Kezia, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today? I don't know, father. You don't know? If you stutter like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor. Okay, yes, class. So, firstly, we will discuss the important words, then, we will discuss about the passage itself. Now, slip down the stairs basically to come down the stairs. Okay, as you can see in the picture, also, she is coming down, okay, from the stairs, like slowly. When you are afraid of something and you know that that thing is just in front of you, so like automatically your movement becomes very slow. So, same way, she is also moving in a very slow pace. Next one is stutter. So when she says I don't, so this basically speech is known as stuttering, right? So she is stuttering when her father is calling her. Okay. Okay, yes, class. So what you have read or what you have understood from this particular passage that we have just read. Right. Now we have a mother into the action. Okay, so mother is there. She's saying, okay, if you're a good girl, so what you need to do, you have to remove the shoes of your father. And as we know that Cassie is very afraid of her father, so she is kind of like moving in a very slow speed so that she can avoid him as much as she can. Okay, so when she enters to the drawing room, but she sees that he is wearing his spectacles, okay, and he is watching her. Okay, and when he saw that she is moving in a very slow speed, he asked her to like quickly pull off those boots that he was wearing. And then he asked him that, have you been a good girl today? Like basically he is very commanding, or we can say he's a person who's having, who's authoritative, right? His father is quite authoritative, so he's asking that, have you been a good girl today? And as we know that she is scared, so she is stuttering. So whenever you get scared, you stutter a lot. There is you take pauses. Okay, so same way she also takes, she is taking pauses while speaking, right, class? Now this is you have to do one thing, that you have to write the character of Cassie and Cassie's father, right, class? So let's recapitulate. So what we have done today, so we have studied, like we have read, actually we have read about a very beautiful story of the little girl. Okay, and who is the author? Catherine Mansfield is the author. And what is the story about? It is about the relationship that a little girl and her father shares. Okay, basically parents share, right? And Kezia is, she's afraid or she loves her father? She loves her father, but more than loving, she's afraid of him. Okay, whenever she sees him, because of that attitude that he carries, she's afraid of him, right? And what is basically what is happening, that he is calling for the things, he's asking for paper, sleepers. And then mother asked Kezia to do what? To pull off the boots of her father, right? And then father asked, what did the father ask at the end? That, was you, like, did you complete your task and were you a good girl today, right? So we can conclude this, that the father is very commanding and Kezia is afraid of that commanding father, right? So now you have to write the answers in the comment box, class. Who is the author of the story? What is the story about? What did Kezia think of her father? What was Kezia's father routine after coming back from his office? And this is your homework. You have to read this prose very silently, and then you have to try to frame sentences. Like, you have one wanted, then is suicide, then is drenched. Okay, so you have to create the sentences out of it. You can write in the comment box also. Thank you so much, class. I hope that you enjoyed today's lesson. Thank you. Okay, yes, good morning, students. I hope that you all are doing fine. So, today we are going to continue with the beautiful story that we were reading. And any guesses about the name? Yes, that's The Little Girl. Okay, so as we know, The Little Girl has been written by Catherine Mansfield. Okay, so let's give a very short recap to it what we have done in our previous class. Okay, with the help of this video. Okay, yes, I hope that everyone is able to listen it.
Gazing, who misunderstands her father's strictness and usually remains scared of him. Every morning before going to work, her father gives Kezia a casual kiss. In reply, she says, "Goodbye, father." But the little Kezia is unable to understand his love and affection. When her father leaves home for work, she feels a sense of pain. When her father returns home, his family always makes Kezia fight. She wears her father and bring me tea, newspaper, and slippers. Lisa's mother asks her to come down and remove her father's clothes. As Lisa enters the living room, her father looks at her over his pictures. He looks at her terrified. He asks, "Have you been a good girl today?" She stammers. I don't know, father. You don't know? If you stammer like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor. Father feels that something is wrong with Kezia. He tells his mother to teach Kezia.
Okay, yes, class. Till now, we have seen that the Kezia was afraid of her father. But now we see that Kezia's father is also tensed about why she is afraid. Whenever I see her, she's always in a sad mood. Okay, so let's know what he is talking to his mother. Okay, the father is talking to the Kezia's grandmother. Let's understand this conversation. Okay, she never started with other people, had quite given it up, but only with father because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. What's the matter? What are you looking so wretched about, mother? I wish you taught this girl not to appear on the brink of suicide. Here, Kezia, carry me teacup back to the table carefully. He was so big, his hands and his neck, especially his mouth. When he yawned, thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. On Sunday afternoons, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with the father and mother. But the little girl always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa, his handkerchief on his face, his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring. So yes, class. Firstly, we will discuss the important words, and then we will discuss that what we have understood from this particular passage, right? So, given it up, like for example, I am trying to open the cap of this marker. I'm trying. At one point, I say, okay, leave it. I am not going to try. So, when you leave something or when you stop doing, like I stop opening, try to open that marker cap. So, at that moment, it is given it up. Okay, and we should not give it up. We should always talk. We should always have a conversation. Okay, and sort the things out, right? Next one is wretched, unhappy. Like now you can understand that the father was also worried. Father was also feeling unhappy about what has happened with her child, right? So basically it shows you that father is also concerned. Like there is one more character that you can add to father, that he's concerned about Kezia, that why she looks unhappy, why she stutters in front of me, because he's not able to understand that it is his attitude only that is making her that fearful. Okay, next is about the character sketch of the physical character sketch of the father. Like his hands are very big, he has a very long neck, his mouth is very big, especially when he yawns, right? So next one is on the next word that I skipped was on the brink of suicide. Like when you are about to do something, like some crime, or we can say this kind of suicide. You are unhappy, you're giving up your life. So that unhappy kind of state was of Kezia whenever she comes in front of father. Like she feels like she is going to die, right? So that kind of feeling she has, because she why she's you might have noticed this thing, class, that whenever you are afraid of something, you feel that you will die, like you're going to die, next minute you will die. So same way, she was afraid of her father, and whenever she faces her father, she thinks that okay, now it's the time. Okay, so that's the case. So what father did, father, instead of like asking her directly, he asked the mother and inquired her that what's the matter, I really don't understand that why she's always unhappy. Okay, so we must just remember this, that she was unhappy. That's the thing to remember. Next thing is that about his physical appearance, how he looked like a giant. The grandmother tried to resolve the issue by asking them to talk it out, like have a nice talk, spend some quality time. Because when you spend some quality time, you get to bond well, right? So that's the thing. But what happened when she went over there? She found that father was sleeping on the couch very nicely and mother was reading. So she came back, or what she did, we will see in the next. So now it's your turn. You have to write the character sketch of the father, like about the physical as well as behavior, attitude, everything you have to cover in that. Okay? Did she stutter in front of everyone? This is a question for you, class. Did she stutter in front of everyone? No. She stuttered only in front of her dash. So you have to fill in the blanks. Okay? Next paragraph. Now who will read? Okay, yes, Manpreet. She sat on the stool, gravely watched him until he woke and stretched and asked the time, then looked at her. Don't stare so, Kezia. You look like a little brown owl. One day, when she was kept indoors with a cold, her grandmother told her that the father's birthday was next week and suggested she should make him pin cushion for a gift out of a beautiful piece of yellow silk. Remorselessly, no, beta, it's not laboriously, it's laboriously. Laboriously. Okay? Laboriously, with a double cotton, the little girl stitched three sides. But when to fill it with, that was the question. The grandmother was out in the garden and she wandered into the mother's bedroom to look for scraps. On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine paper, gathered them up, tore them into tiny pieces, and stuffed her case, then sewed up with the fourth side. So, I don't think so there is any important word in this. Good, Manpreet. Okay, this is homework for everyone. You have to see the pronunciation of this word and then we will discuss. Okay, I don't think so. Is there any? You can write in the comment box. I will tell you the meaning of it. Okay, so I think so. This is only the thing that is like will be the okay. Yes, class. So basically, this word is laboriously. Okay, so laboriously means hard working, right? It's not laboriously. It is not at all laboriously. It's laboriously. Okay, laboriously is basically means hard working. If one person is dedicated towards something, so we say that he's working okay well. So she worked with the double cotton, and then she prepared what for the father? A cushion for the father for his birthday. Okay, so grandmother suggested her to do something for her father, and then she thought of making a cushion for him. Okay, so what she thought that she will like create a cushion with the help of cotton. So she stitched the all three sides, but now she needs something to fill in with, because you if you see this cushion I have in front of me, just give me a minute, I will bring it. Okay, yes, class. So if you see this cushion, right, if you see this cushion, this is filled with something, there is cotton inside or some like material inside, right? So she also needs something to fill, like she has stitched the all three sides, but she has kept one side not stitched. Why she has kept it on unstitched, you have to write in the comment box, right, class? So what she did is she prepared a cushion, and she filled it with, she filled it with the papers that were lying on the table. Okay, Now, this could be a reason that there could be a fight between father and daughter, right? We will see like what happens next. Who suggested Kezia to make the gift for her father? Very good, her grandmother. Now, next paragraph. That night there was hue and cry in the house. Father's great speech for Port Authority had been lost. Rooms were searched, servants were questioned. Finally, mother come into Kezia's room. Kezia, I suppose you did not see some papers on the table in our room. Oh, yes, she said. I tore them up for my surprise. What? Screamed mother. Come straight down to the dining room. That's this instant. And she was dragged down to where father was pacing to and fro, hands behind his back. Well, he said sharply. Mother explained. So what is happening that there is lot of father is very angry at this point, right? There is only two words that are difficult for you. One is hue and cry. That is basically someone is angry and he is protesting against that thing, right? And basically he has created a thing. You might have seen that in movies, that when something is lost, especially in king's palace, something is lost, so they check each and every room. Even when police come for the evidence, they also check each and every room. So that is kind of a hue and cry, right? It's a hue and cry situation that everything are being searched because one person has become spectacle, or we can say is doubting like where they have gone. He's frustrated also, like he's angry also. Everything has just mixed it up. Okay, he's pacing to and fro. When you put your hands at your back and you're moving from one side to another side, one side to another side. When you are stressed, okay, generally this is the movement that you take. You stress, you're thinking, you're continuously thinking. So father was also continuously thinking where my documents are, where they have gone, right? So he's basically concentrated on those documents. And what has happened? Who is the culprit? Who is behind those paper, who has taken those papers? That's Kezia. Okay, so now Kezia's mother is completely fuming. She has screamed like, don't you have your senses? And we will be discussing that who was right and who was wrong, because Kezia was also wrong here. Okay, but what she did wrong, let's discuss further. Before that, have you ever faced a situation like where your father had lost his important document and was searching it everywhere in the house? So you can write like what was that document, how was he how was he keeping his pace? Was he calm and composed, or was he fuming with anger? Where are my documents? Have you seen them? He was shouting. Like what was the reaction of him when he was in that situation? So you have to write about that. So let's recapitulate. Okay, before we recapitulate, I have a question for you. So yes, class, you have to tell me in the comment box. Do you think that Casey has done the right thing by touring those pages before even asking that whether they are important or not? Like when you take something from your parents' room, also you should take permission, right? So you have to tell me whether she has done the right thing, because she was having a very good intention. She was preparing it for her father's birthday, but what she did was that she tore the important document. So tearing the important document was right or wrong, you have to tell right in the comment box. So let's recapitulate. So now what we have done today class, we have studied about Kezia, further about Kezia, like what is happening. And we have got to know that father is also tensed. Father is also concerned that why she is like this, right? And then the grandmother has become kind of a problem solver. She tries to resolve the conflict. So she says them to have a nice talk. But if that not works, she gave a Kezia idea that your father birthday is coming, so prepare something. So she prepared the cushion. But what she did wrong was that she tore the important documents of her father, and now father is getting angry. Okay, so let's see what father did with Kezia after he found that she was the culprit or she was guilty, right? So now you have to answer these questions in the comment box. Where did grandmother send Kezia on Sunday afternoons? Where she did it gone, and what the mother and father was doing, you have to write. How did Kezia made a pin cushion for her father? Now you very well know what she filled it with. Dash had a very big neck and mouth. Who had a big neck and mouth? Whose character sketch we have discussed? Kezia normally used to stammer while talking to people. everyone she talks, she stammer. What is the meaning of word laboriously? Okay, now it's laboriously, right? Homework: write a character sketch of Kezia's mother and grandmother. So, thank you so much, class. I hope that you have enjoyed today's lecture. Okay, thank you.